Okay, hey guys, Tyler back again. Part 2 of this bio about my background in the witnesses. So we left off with me living in the basement of the Kingdom Hall most of my time growing up, my father struggling financially, and then also my mother and her side of the family. So I guess to give a more accurate picture of kind of what that was like, my grandfather, my mother's father, for my whole life growing up also was an elder, and his extracurricular activities, shall we say, were kept secret, even after it was open within my immediate family, my parents and I, since I'm an only child. Even after that, it was not something that was ever really made public. There were attempts, of course, even after I was disfellowshipped in 2002. There was a large elders meeting, I guess more maybe like a summit, if you want to try to equate it to something else. There was elders from, I believe, 4 or 5 different congregations, as he would move around quite a bit to keep his cloak and dagger type cover for his real activities, if you will. He moved around to congregations quite a bit, jobs, houses. I mean, the guy was just always moving. And yet, oddly enough, always seemed to have money, which I still haven't quite been able to figure out. But I have my theories. Another topic of conversation. But through that whole time, despite any accusations that may have come from my family, I believe even over the years there were a couple accusations from some other random families and other congregations. He had managed to, because of the 2-witness rule, he had managed to go unharmed, unprosecuted. Nothing really happened to him throughout my whole life, and as far as I know to this day, as a result of all the abuse that he enacted on his children, grandchildren, other children in the congregation. And so while on this side of the family, on my dad's side, I had this very big shoes to fill, big footsteps, this is what you will do, even if my father didn't put that on me like his dad to him, being a member of that family, it was just kind of innate. At least that's how it came across to me as the youngest male. On my mom's side of the family, it was equally important to serve Jehovah and be very righteous and zealous, but that was more for keeping up appearances because of what was really going on. And my grandfather, in addition to just your run-of-the-mill sexual abuse, was also into ritual sexual abuse, which I'm not sure if you guys know much about that. Late 80s, early 90s, it started being talked about a little bit more. It was actually kind of pop culturist in a weird way about people that have been experiencing ritual abuse for quite some time, which is basically one or a group of people enacting a quote-unquote satanic or spiritualistic ritual, and as part of that ritual there is child abuse. I would personally be interested to know kind of exactly what his practices in that side were, since a lot of quote-unquote satanic worship or spiritistic rituals or things like that is something that especially we as people growing up as witnesses really do misunderstand because of the connotations that were put on us by through the watchtower. You know, basically anything that's not through their rhetoric is demons, and quite far from the truth, but again, another conversation. I would be interested to know his real take on that, just for shits and giggles, but I doubt that will ever happen. Hell, he could be dead by now for all I know. But anyway, he would say things to me in the midst of sexual acts, like, this is what you're going to do. You're going to follow in my footsteps. This is what Jehovah is really about. This is what he really wants, and things like that. So it was kind of a little bit of a pull from 2 different sides, yet at the same time, they both really, really pushed just how important it was to be a faithful, faithful witness. So that's it for part 2. I'm going to wrap it up with a part 3 in a minute. Again, thanks for watching, and share.